The Joe Tippins Protocol, World 2017. Do you guys remember we did talk about this a little bit prior to Corona, or right when Corona was breaking out? So the Joe Tippins Protocol, what are we looking at? How did or does Fenbendazole work within the human body to change/kill cancerous cells? The legal disclaimer, not giving medical advice here, but I wish that I would have been aware of this when my father was sick. Let's go with Edward and take a look at your session.
Here again, I couldn't get away from this emergency vehicle element. This is a strong antibacterial solution, this sudsy kind of thing. Like what an EMT would use, a foamy solution, stage 4 there, well, it's more like a stage 7. It cleans, a washing cleaner, killer of virus and bacteria. Cleans the system, but it cleans the system of what? Toxic elements, viruses, parasites, I'm wondering. The idea is a place that people go to recover, replenish, heal, or to die, like a hospital. Move to the supplies and describe. This was the interesting part here. I see a liquid, tonic, silky, soapy, bubbly, liquid form, or a liquid base. Some AOLs of the signal like a radiation sickness or from like a fallout. A free radical attractor gets rid of free radicals, passes off an electron, and changes the molecular composition. Neutralize free radicals from radiation exposure, I'm wondering. Emergency supplies. Supplies you would want to have in an emergency. Okay, here we go. Move to the free radical and describe. And here is this molecular structure that once you add an additional component to the molecule, you change whatever the molecule is. A toxic overload in the blood needs to be eliminated. Give the radical an extra electron, and you have a binding element. I probably could have kept going on that.
It's very good target data, but it's natural, and we're all getting colored by this other stuff that's happening. It's just really hard to remote view.
It's an extremely,
that's my take on your stuff.
Extremely noisy time. But we'll see what happens as far as world events go. And, if something happens and Fenbendazole becomes a good treatment for that, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Edward. Dick, let's move on and take a look at your session.
I saw him. I saw him as clear as that picture for 3 seconds, 4 seconds. I go, what do I need to see? Oh, it's a Caucasian. You look at him and then close your eyes. Now you got to draw him. What are you doing? Something to do with a physician? Short, graying hair, balding. His opinions and advice are respected and sought. He's confident. He's intelligent. He's going to be in the public eye. Strong will, pressure, assault from pharmaceutical, EMF attack, strain on his face, and I guess pH balance. Delaying a decision, strong will, but he have overwhelming pressure, and it's like calcium. Somebody's trying to give him medicine, and he's resisting it. Electromagnetic attack affects brain waves. We all had some kind of energy affecting people. I have underground enclosed harsh lighting, rather stark, utilitarian, no frills, cages with bare lights, animals in small pens. Very enclosed, feel like a bunker, labyrinthian, but like they're keeping rabbits or pigs and chickens.
Real quick, Dick, you know what that reminds me of? I listened to that interview with that Tippins guy, and that reminds me of when he found out about Fenbendazole from his friend who was a veterinarian or a veterinarian doctor.
Oh yeah, and they keep dogs in cages.
They were using it on those animals. That's what that reminded me of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did see the guy, and I did have the sense of a medical issue and him being not on board with the traditional treatment.
So far, it's all pointing to positive impacts of this thing. Sounds like of the protocol. Okay. Well done, Dick. Thank you. Hitomi, let's take a look at what you saw.
I saw actually a Native American medicine man. And again, I actually have a little bit of problem of seeing things because I was seeing the face of the Westerner, but at the same time overlapping the face of the medicine man who is a Native American. So kept switching in my vision, and I saw an energy expansion. This is more like an energy coming out from the liquid. It's that CBD oil probably. I saw like a sacred geometrical energy expansion coming out from this liquid, rotation of the energy, geometric shape, fractal energy coming out from the target slash object. So powerful energy spot or could be object stimulates the human psyche, originated in nature. I see like a spiral of energy going up and that the auras get expanded. And that I drew this kind of picture in a different page. And I kind of, had a sense that the target increases the size of the human aura or bioenergy field and intensifies the colors, especially like I see the indigo blue color. It stimulates the nervous system first, and then other systems. It stimulates the blood circulation, and it creates a faster heartbeat in a good way.
It sounds a lot like CBD. I mean, when I think of the effects that CBD can have on people.
Yeah, I actually never used CBD oil, but it sounds like so interesting, and this is something I'd like to try. So,
I have a question. I'm sorry to interrupt. Wasn't CBD oil part of his protocol that he was taking?
Yeah, CBD is part of the protocol.
Okay, so that's
why I'm pointing it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
The target stimulates the nervous system and the brain registers, and it goes into nerves and muscles and influences senses like hot and cold and pains and pressures. So it kind of, if it's applied on the skin, it kind of stimulates the nervous system and soothe the pains. And this is kind of, I saw like a clear nervous system like in my vision, so I drew it. And I started seeing the plants. I was trying to detect what it is made of. So I saw a hemp-like plant. And then I kind of, drew this. And I kept saying like, is it hemp? Or I thought maybe AOL. And I was trying to get a larger picture, and I started drawing these kind of roots with like a hemp-like, and So it seems like not only I saw this one main doctor, I saw like several scientists and researchers and doing a lab testing, and I saw some of this medicinal oil has many published papers, well researched. In fact, I've had a sense that many people know about this, and many people already use this. Good for health.
Did you see any? Did you see any brownies or gummy bears in that?
No, I didn't see. I see only good organic stuff.
Okay.
So, again, I was seeing the energy after seeing this wisdom keeper. And I felt that the target, this essence, has a golden ratio. I saw like an energy vortex coming out, harmony, enhancing aura. It's like a good geometrical like energy coming out. So it seems like well looked after and watched over by spirits and type of thing. The contact of the target, the human aura bioenergy expands because this was like a big part of the target. So I started drawing in color. I don't usually use color, but because I'm seeing human aura in color, I decided to draw and kind of minimize it so people can see the whole picture probably. Maybe I have to make it a bit smaller. So again, I see with the application of these things on the human skin, I see the spiral of energies going up, shooting to up and down, and especially stimulating the brain. I see the indigo colors, and then the aura side's gonna, moves up and, kind of making a golden simile color. And that I see that like a spin of the aura becomes like a bigger and faster, influences the whole system of the human mind.
Okay. Daz, you are up. I'm curious to get into the afterlife, spirit guides, and who knows, maybe some angels is what you're possibly seeing. This sounds really cool.
And then I tried to draw the life form here. So this is trying to draw his head and shoulders with this energy kind of around him here. But the text says at the top, this feels like a life going through an experience or event which is very spiritual for them. There are lots of learning and communication from outside of himself. It feels as if the life is being helped and influenced by an esoteric influence. And the energy here is blue and white, and it's healing and it's knowledge, and it doesn't feel negative. So I asked the purpose, and I got that they're giving energy and they're influencing or nudging. They're trying to change an outcome and they're trying to help. And I wrote here a note to myself, strangely, there feels like a higher order to this target. It's as if I've stumbled into something sacred and it has a semi-religious feel to it. So I looked at the energy, and here, I've got my little sketch here, and it feels like it's not internal, it's external, and it glows, and it feels kind of transcendental and esoteric. And it feels like a human life, who's male, being influenced and helped by an outside esoteric nature, and this causes a changing growth and expansion. I tried to look at it in a bit more detail here on the next page, and essentially the energy itself is white. It has a heat and it feels fuzzy with energetic particles. I wrote there a beautiful energy which is buzzing. It feels natural and non-physical. And number 2 here is just space outside. So, this was just essentially energy surrounded by space. And I got an AOL there of the force because it kind of felt like chi kind of energy from Qigong, healing,
Reiki,
kind of white, and I wrote here, it's got a spiritual feel to this. It's artificially created. And it felt like it's almost like beamed and directed at a person or something. And it feels like a cloud of altered states of consciousness. It's interesting now. Of course, now I know what the target is. It's kind of interesting that I was picking up all that death stuff, and it seems like he might have got some kind of knowledge or inspiration to try these techniques from outside of himself, which makes sense, really. That non-physical beings would want to see us come up with a potential cure for cancer. So really interesting.
Those were all really interesting sessions. Hitomi was all over the homeopathic medicine aspect of it, as was Edward. Tippins was given a death prognosis, so he was struggling against his impending death and obviously got some help. I mean, it's just really interesting data. I want to go through all this and do some analysis and correlation. It's just interesting how remote viewing works. We all had some really interesting data on it.
Yeah, that was really cool. Thanks, Dick.
I was really impressed with Hitomi's.
Oh my God! It was like she wrote a medical review, or a full product review.
She does good work.
I think she was in her niche right there with her target, with this target. Well, again, we're not giving medical advice, but I think that this is something that actually I know people that are battling this right now, and we're going to be having a conversation within the next day or so. So they can do their own research and make their own decisions. So let's go ahead and close this out. So once again, thank you to everybody.